Hello there, people of the internet. Welcome to another brand new video here on Blurb. And yes, guys, it has been 2 weeks since I made my last video, which was the montage of Blurb in this year thus far. Yeah, so I had a little break just because of the amount of spending I've had to do and the amount of work I've had to do, you know, to sort fuming out, to sort myself out. It's just been a complete and utter mess since the incident I had at the end of last month. So anyways, guys, not only that, I've been ill, not COVID, obviously. So I've also had to take some time for me to get better. And of course I am now better, and everything is getting back up to scratch. So in today's video, guys, without wasting anybody's time, today I'm going to talk to you guys of what we've got left to do to fuming. We're also going to discuss what we're going to do to the Astra as well. And there is still a bug in the room. There is a car that I still haven't shown you yet, because with the lockdown restrictions at the moment I can't even go to see it. To actually make a video of it, there's a few things we need to do to that as well, but I'm not telling you what it is yet. That'll be for a later video. Anyways, guys, so fuming, her list of what we've got to do is still quite a lengthy list, and we'll start off with the exterior. First of all, we've got the door. The door still needs its paint doing. Let's go and have a look at that now, actually. Yeah, so the door still needs a bit of work doing to it. We've got, where is it here? Polish stuck under the lacquer, so that needs doing. But when we close the door, anybody see the colour difference? Especially there, that's where you can see it. There's a definite colour difference between the two there. Plus, we've still got this trim here, which needs to run across the door. We're going to do that at some stage, so that's one thing we need to do. Secondly, we've also got from J&J Breakers a SRI steering wheel to replace this wheel, because this one is starting to fall apart slowly. So we've got that we need to sort. Thirdly, what we need to do on the interior as well, now we've changed the seats, is that tray has dropped again. That needs doing. We've got, well, we can't sit in the back seats at the moment because we're still missing that bracket that we need to replace. Hopefully I'll find one of them soon. Carpet's sticking up a little bit from there. There's a dent in the old wing here, which I'm debating whether to sort. We've got a couple of things here which is covered by dirt, as well as a rust bit. This obviously still needs tightening. I'll probably do that tonight. And as you've probably noticed, if you look at that wheel there and the wheel over there, that's got a Vauxhall logo on it. This one doesn't. I managed to burst a tyre the other day on a grid that was no longer there. 10 points to anybody who would have guessed how that have happened, considering how I usually drive fuming. Let me move this back out of the way. So here's the tyre. There's a split literally right there, and there is no air in that tyre. And this isn't even the buckled wheel. The buckled wheel is that one, so that's going to go as a spare wheel. That's going to go onto that one, and then this one also needs a new tyre. Now, there's nothing wrong with the tread on this tyre. This tyre is actually pretty good, except it is the wrong size. What size are we on here? We're on 185 55 R15s on this tyre here, whereas all of the others are on 195 50 R15s. So we're running the wrong tyres on this one here, but it certainly does for now. Oh yeah, I need to address the colour of the boot. But I'm also debating whether I should I'm going to do that, whether I should even paint the door, because I'm going to do this too at some stage, and just wrap the entire car, I'm thinking. I mean, there is just a thought. As I close the door, this lock seems to get a bit better now. But exterior wise, it's not terrible. I think I've decided to keep these wheels now. Now I've got 5 of them. Just sort tyres out eventually. Another thing we've got to sort on the exterior. Ooh. We've got the bonnet, which started to rust. Well, it's starting to rust on here now again, and the sticker, I'm trying to get that off, but it's a pain to do. We've got to flat off this wing still. We've got to sort this mirror out. I mean, it's not as bad as it has been, but that still needs doing. And the scrape here, which has been on it since I've had the car, so it doesn't really bother me, but that also needs addressing. But also this lock here, as you saw in one of my other videos, it's very easy to get into. Now, one thing I have been trying to do, but the weather and the cold has been putting me off, is sorting the rocker cover. So the rocker cover I want painted in silver. I've already got a logo thing to go on the top to replace the old Vauxhall bit. I might even do the tray for the battery, because that's going to need doing. Everything under here just needs a clean up, because everything's very dirty. And I mean, this is serviced, everything's working as it should. It's had a jet wash on the engine, so that's good. All the grime and all the dust is gone, so that's a plus. And sitting back in the car, I've also recently sorted the speakers, so now all of the speakers are working. I still need to do some adjustment with the speakers, because the speakers are running on cheap Vibe wires, which are very thin. I need to try and get some thicker cable so that it has a little bit more of a chance of not breaking. But as we can see, Fuming has done a couple of miles now since the incident with the axle and the wheel and everything else. So Fuming is doing rather well thus far, and that is good. So now let's go and jump into the Astra, which is looking pretty clean apart from the bypasses smeared loads of dirt on it. Let's get back into that car and discuss what we're doing to that. Okay guys, so now we are in the Astra, and we need to go and get it some fuel, hence why we're going in it. But it's been a while, I think, since we've been in the Astra. Well, since you guys have been in the Astra anyways, because we've kind of been just using this car as a workhorse at the moment. So it's first time all the time. Let's turn that down. Yep, it needs fuel. That is a definite. So I know one thing I need to sort as well, as I'm probably going to need to get a new dash cam at some point, because this thing sometimes just doesn't want to turn on, and I'd rather have a dash cam on me, considering what happened to Fuming last. At the moment we are literally 51 miles away from 63,000 miles. Considering I bought this car on 37,000 miles, I've had it for 2 years, and it has been a very, very solid car. You know, I can't complain about it. So I quite enjoy this car still. It's still a relaxing car to drive in. My only problem I've got to face with this car is I still don't know whether if I want to sell it or not. I want something bigger. I mean, this is no small car by any means, but it is not necessarily the biggest car. And I've noticed the brakes get a bit sticky now and then, so I often will wonder about the calipers, considering I've already had to replace a caliper. But also I've got to go and get the brakes sorted one day anyways, because obviously with this car now approaching the mileage it's on, and it's on 70, it's 7 years old now, or turning. You know, these brakes are going to need doing at some point, but also more importantly the belt. Now I've been told by the MOT is to MOT'd it in July, to when it comes to the next MOT, he'll check the belt and see if that needs doing, because apparently
anything between 65 and 80,000 miles is when you're supposed to change it. But obviously we're going to have to wait and see on that one, because that could be something that we need to do, or we might just leave. One thing that does need doing with this car though is it does need 2 new front tyres. Now, yes, as you guys remember, I did actually change all 4 of my tyres. It still runs very well for what it is, you know, for a 1.6 Astra. It's still a very decent car to drive. Tyres need doing, because I put them on 42,000 miles. It's now on 62. That's 20 odd thousand miles on those tyres, and they've still got plenty of tread left. Don't get me wrong, they're not bold in any way means of the stretch, but they will need doing at some point very soon, probably before its next MOT. But what else with the Astra? I did mention on my insurance that I was going to put tinted windows on the car, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be tinting the windows to 35%, which is the legal limit. I know I can take it darker than that, but at the end of the day, this is my daily runner, my reliable runner, and I don't want to hinder the legalness of the car, really. You know, I know a lot of people have a completely blacked out windows and they don't get pulled over at all, but I don't want to run that risk with this car. Now, Fuming, on the other hand, she is going to get tinted windows. That being not a daily, well, not anymore. The chances of her being a daily anymore has since expired. We might do something funky with that, perhaps. Sorry, one more quick point about the Astra as well. We've got to do the wheels, because the wheels need refurbing. But also we've got some scratches and marks that are on the front and the side of the cars that we also need to sort as well to get this car looking perfect. But the big question in the room for the Astra is whether I want to sell it or not. She's got some problems. She's got a broken seat plastic by the height adjuster, which is a common thing for these SRI seats. She's getting to the mileage where she's going to need bits. Now, I'm not shy into getting her maintained. I mean, she hasn't suffered me any problems. She's been a very decent car. But I don't know. I've liked the car and I've liked the experience, but I've never really bonded with it that much to be worried of losing it. But I have had that feeling with Fuming. I'm worried to lose that car. And I think that's because I love that little car. It's got such a bond with it. And yes, okay, the things that I've done to this car, I haven't done myself. You know, it's a garage that normally does the work for this car, for repairs. And I keep it that way for the resale value. And I've got to wait for the right time to sell this car, where it's going to be worth it. Because at the moment, 2 years after buying it for £5,500, this car today is still worth, with the history, £4,500, which I learnt the hard way on my Vectra, that if you don't keep any receipts, the car's worth nothing. But this car's got all the receipts with it, everything, since when it went to Europe car. Another thing is the gearbox on this ends up being stiff, especially when it's cold. It hasn't really warmed up yet, and there's going to be a lot of people screaming at me on the screen that you should really warm your car up before you drive. And well, yeah. First, I've been driving this car like that since I bought it, and it's never come up with any coolant leaks or gasket problems or oil leaks or nothing really. It's a solid car, like I say. So I'm in two minds whether I should sell it. I want something that's bigger, quicker. I'll be honest with you, cosmetically better. I like the styling of this car and I like the colour of this car. I do prefer them in silver, or the Estates even, because the Estates look spot on. But one one thing that does hamper me down with this particular car is the fact I've got loads of spots on the car where bird muck has eaten away at the lacquer, and you can see it when it's clean. It lets it down in my eyes because I know it's there. I still haven't sorted that dent in the boot because it doesn't really bother me, but it does bother me when it's clean. And trying to find a paintless dent removal at the moment is a pain in the backside. But more to the point, all the scratches and, you know, age-related marks, I should say. It doesn't put me off on the car really, because obviously every car is going to have age-related marks. But I also don't want to miss out on the opportunity to upgrade, because one, it brings more content for you guys, and secondly, it's something that I would feel I would enjoy much more driving. Just don't get me wrong, this car's a good daily cruiser. I'm not knocking that, and to be fair, it is the most reliable car I have ever owned. But it is certainly not the best car I've ever owned. Reliability mind, yes, it's the most reliable car I've ever owned. In terms of the best car performance wise, it definitely isn't the car. The Vectra drove really well performance wise, so I would say that has been the better performance wise. Fuel economy and reliability is obviously the Astra. Size and what's the word I'm looking for here? Practicality, I would say the Safira is the best one. And for the car that can cope with the most daily driven shit, as well as certain death, the award for that has to be the Corsa. 22 years old, and it has suffered from really bad driving by me. A lot of strain with handbrakes. It has suffered from hitting curbs. It's gone on dirt tracks, potholes, flying over speed bumps. You've even got the fact the wheel fell off, and my dodgy bodges, I suppose. Pulling a creased wing out of a car, you know, by reversing and pulling it. Towing a dead Corsa to the scrapyard. That car has suffered a lot. But what can I say? It's a solid little car. But in terms of the Astra though, I'm still indecisive. I know I'm indecisive, but I do fancy a better upgrade. I know I talk a lot. I'm sorry. You know, I do get a lot of people who I meet in person saying I talk an awful lot, and I know I do. But if you don't like that, then why are you really here? You know, I like to get my point across. I like to talk about things in depth, otherwise people are going to start asking questions in the comments. And it just gives you guys an insight into what I'm thinking to do with the cars. You know, this Astra, for example. I mean, I know I changed my mind like the Whippet, but there's loads of pros and cons. And I've got to think, you know, I'm 22 as well, next month. I've got to think to myself, I'm going to be one day wanting to buy a house. I'm going to be one day wanting bigger and better things. I know I'm probably going to need to change jobs at some point to earn more money, but at the moment, I love my job and I find it comfortable. And in this current climate with COVID, everything's just gone to shit. Anyways guys, I know I said it already once, but thank you very much for watching this video. If you did like this video, leave a like and subscribe. And also, if you do want to have a guess what other car that I've got to show on this channel, and this isn't including the people that already know. There's people who watch these videos who have seen this car already. But to you guys who don't know what this car is, leave a comment on what car you think I might have. And I did put a post up on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, then you would already know that I was questioning, do I go for another Griffin? Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.